Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing my empties. I really wanted to get this up before the end of the year, but it's almost it's almost still 2021. So I mean, we're only a few days into January at this point. I didn't get it up by the end of the last year, but I did for certain need to get it up before I could do my Year of Empties review, and that normally comes late January, early February, so I want to make sure that I get these in there so I can get pictures and whatnot. So we're doing an empties video today. Long story short, I hope that sounds like something that you're interested in. If this look interests you, I do talk about the palettes that I used for this look in my palette roulette that went up on Monday. I do hope that you'll go watch that. That said, there's not much here, so I think that we can skirt right on through it. I don't think I'll have you here for long. I hope that I won't have you here for long. If so, that I talk way too much. There's a couple products in this empties that you'll see later on when I do my Project Pan finale, spoiler, so I'm not going to go too much into them today, but let's jump into this. But before I do that, for those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm so happy to have you here today. Welcome to my wonderful, fantastic YouTube fam here. We are the brightest on this platform, in my opinion. I have the best people subscribe to my channel. With that said, I would love to have you be one of those people too. I am a lover of all things high and colorful beauty and self-care. I also work in the beauty industry as a district leader for Ulta Beauty. I do get a lot of education in my position. I like to bring you that education through reviews of products, either in my empties or palette reviews, whatever it is. I like to use all my stuff, and this year we're in for an adventure because also a sneak peek, I think I'm doing it out by year this year because I am overwhelmed by the shit in my collection. I do hope that you're in for it. I would normally say I do a lot of reviews, a lot of hauls. I hope not to do a lot of hauls in the coming year. But with that said, I still just love to chit chat about makeup, and you people are my people to do that with because my husband don't care. He sees what's on my face, he calls it war paint, and he moves on with his day. So there's that. I hope that you guys are in it. I hope that you find solace in this place on the internet that we own right here. I hope that you find that it soothes your soul as much as it soothes mine, and that you'll want to subscribe before you go. With that said, let's roll into this empties. So I typically have a lot of empties. Like my friend Nona and I kind of banter back and forth because she hardly ever has empties but has a ton of makeup. I have so much less makeup but have a ton of empties but still have so much makeup. So she thinks I'm the empties queen. I know I go through a lot of stuff. Like at some point I thought I was doing it wrong because I'm going through so much stuff all the time, but I, for the most part, put makeup on my face every day. So I don't know, why do I go on these tangents? Like I have maybe 10 items in here. This video could be like 10 minutes. I need to stop talking. I talk too much. Okay, first item in here is this. This is the Bath & Body Works foaming hand soap. For those of you not new around here, you do know that these are the only ones that I use. I'm not going to try and go into it very much, but I do love these hand soaps. They are one of the only hand soaps that keeps my hands moisturized without cracking and bleeding. This one is in the blackberries and basil scent and has notes of blackberries, sparkling champagne and basil. I have to be honest, I think my daughter bought me this one and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the scent of this. It kind of gave me a headache to use it. I'm not sure what about it isn't super fantastic in my opinion. I love the container that it's in. It's in this beautiful like kind of like milky purple. I hated the scent, so I would never purchase this, but I'm glad to have had it, glad to have tried it, because it probably would have been on my list of I wonder how that smells for the rest of my life. All right, then I have this, a skincare product. This is the Murad Essential C Day Moisturizer with SPF 30. This was part of my Project Pan. If you guys can see the markers that I have for Project Pan, this I showed as an empty, I believe, in my last Project Pan update, so I'll go ahead and link that in the cards for you. This was a great moisturizer and a great SPF. I really thought that I was having a skin reaction to it, but it actually turned out to be a really decent SPF moisturizer. With that said, it was also really thick, and I felt like it created a little bit of a white cast on my skin. I don't really, for daytime purposes, don't really love to have a moisturizer that's as thick as this one was. But it had SPF in it, so I felt some kind of way about using it at night. I don't know why I felt that way. Maybe because I was in bed and wasn't seeing the sun, didn't see daylight, and knew that I didn't need SPF on my skin. But that's how I ended up utilizing the rest of it, because it was just, I felt like it was just a little too thick. And for those of you new here, I am a makeup lover, but I don't love the feel of makeup on my face. So anything thick and heavy, I don't like to wear. Skin tints is my preferred method of foundation. I will wear a foundation, but I love skin tints. I love eye makeup. The rest of it is just whatever. So having a really thick cream on my face felt much like all the heavy makeup that you're like inclined to wear in this space. And I didn't like it. The next thing I have is this. Y'all, this wasn't in my, I don't think this wasn't because there's no markings on it in my project pan, but I do believe it's part of my Shop My Stash. So you might see it again in my Shop My Stash rotation. I have to go through and make sure that it was part of what was in my Shop My Stash. But I think that this must have been like most of the way gone when I threw it in my Shop My Stash, because it's been the only eye primer I've used over the last couple months. And it is, I mean, it's gone. Yeah. What I would say about this is it got really, can you guys see that? It got so gross and messy that I had to clean it off probably like 3 times in the last 2 months because it just got messy. This Urban Decay, like, I know that everybody loves this primer. I am not a fan of this primer. Like, it works, sure, but I don't feel like it works any better than any other primer that I have. I actually feel like it dries out quite a bit. So my eyes feel really dry after using this and like almost tight. Does that make sense? Like, and not tight in a good way. So it's not my favorite eye primer, but, and I'm glad that it's out of my collection. You might see it again in, well, you'll see it again a couple times because you'll see it again in my Shop My Stash. And you'll see it again in my Year of Empties, I do believe. I also have this. This is the So Cool Eye Stick, Panda's Dream. So Cool Eye Stick. This is by Tony Moly. And you guys, this was so old in my collection. And it is completely gone. It wasn't a bad eye cooling. I have to be honest, I didn't really know 100% how to use this thing. So I used it as like an under eye like depuffer kind of thing. I'm not sure that that's even right, but it was so cute and I held on to it for so long and didn't want to use it for so long because of how cute that packaging was. If there's one thing that I can tell you, don't buy shit for the packaging. Just don't do it. I have so much in my collection that I've purchased because of the packaging, and it just goes bad because I didn't need that. I don't think anybody needs it. I do have a tool in here. This is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe JH30 brush. And if I'm honest, this was my favorite brush from that collection. So I'm actually quite pissed off that this occurred. I don't know how this occurred. All of the bristles are still glued together, and I could really simply glue it back up, call it good. But y'all, ain't nobody got time for that, especially for a Morphe brush. I mean, if it were a Sigma brush or, you know, a Sonia G brush or a Wayne Goss brush, maybe. But because it is a Morphe brush, I'm not too worried about it. I do have a ton of brushes. I'm sure that you guys can see some behind me. That is only a small portion of my brush collection. So I don't need this brush. It is going to go in the trash, but it was one of my favorites from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collection. Then I have this. This is the Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Eyeliner. Oops. I have this Urban Decay Perversion. It's a waterproof fine point eyelining pencil. Not pencil, it's a pen. This is what it looks like. You guys, I really like this, but it was so dried up the last time I tried to use it. It's making a liar out of me right now But in order to get these really dark marks, you have to push really hard. And even then, it's kind of, it's really dried up in there. It has been open in my collection for, I'm embarrassed to tell you, probably about 8 months. So it needs to go. It's old and dried up, and the last time I went to use it, it just didn't work for me. It is a great eyeliner. I do like that eyeliner. I would probably purchase it again. I also have 2 items that you'll see in my Project Pan rotation, or Project Pan finale, so I'm not going to go too far into these, but I do have an eyelining pencil, a retractable eyelining pencil by Wet n Wild. This is the breakup proof eyeliner. It wasn't honestly my favorite. I feel like its words breakup proof are pretty great considering, or pretty spot on considering that eyeliner didn't go anywhere. But because that eyeliner didn't go anywhere, I also had a lot of trouble trying to get it off my eye. So I didn't love it. And then I have this, which is the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip. And this one I purchased, I think it's $15 for their minis. And, you know, I purchased it because I remembered loving it when it first came out and just wanted to see how I felt about it after having not used it for like 1.5 years or so. And I actually kind of hated it. And I hated specifically this component because it was a pain in the ass to try and get anything out of this product. Once the component broke, it was just fantastic after that point. And that's all I'm going to say about those, because you'll see them again twice more. Sorry about that, guys. The last thing I have in here is something that you guys probably saw in my last Project Pan update. Again, this was a blush in my Project Pan that I was able to finish, and this is the Hourglass Mood Exposure, one of their ambient lighting blushes. Here's what I'll say. These little travel size Hourglass blushes lasted. I have 2 Hourglass powders in my Year of Empties this year, this being one of them and a finishing powder being the other, the diffuse light finishing powder being the other. They're beautiful powders. Beautiful powders. These minis cost $24 or $26, something along those lines, and the full size costs like $46 or something. This is all you need. This guy, even with, I mean, it's been in my Project Pan all year long. Even with almost 2 years worth of consistent use, it still took me 1 year of this being something I pulled for on a regular basis to get through this product. So you don't need to buy the full size. That's all I'm going to say. But man, look at that. Beautiful waffle pan in the bottom of this Hourglass. And it kind of tripped me up. I think I was using this waffle pan. I think I said this in my Project Pan. I was using this waffle pan while it was empty for days because this waffle pan looks just like the powder that goes on top of it. So I didn't notice the waffle pan at first for days. So there's that. And I kept wondering, what the hell? Why is this blush not working for me? You'd think, hello, Donna, look at the damn pan. There's nothing on that pan. So you'd think I'd know that. So with that said, that was my last empties for the year 2021. That is what I emptied up in the month of December, what went into my empties bin, and the next empties you will see from me, hopefully, will be my empties for the year. So you guys will get to see everything I emptied for the year of 2021 and the total cost of the items that I emptied in 2021. I always love this because it gives me some kind of warm and fuzzy feels on the fact that I haul in an awful lot, and I like to know that I'm using my products. So I need to stand because this bench is, man, I am all over the place today. It gives me some kind of warm and fuzzy feels to know that I'm using my product because I haul a lot. I haul a lot of stuff. So I like to look at my Year of Empties and go, there's a reason why I haul a lot. I am using a lot. So yeah, So with that said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this empties, and I hope that you enjoyed it enough that you're going to give it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. And like I said in the beginning, I hope that you like it enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel before you go. I would love to welcome you into this crazy YouTube family that I have here. So do let me know down in the comment section if you do that. I would love to welcome you personally. I hope that you had an amazing New Year's, and I hope that your family and you are all safe and well, and you're healthy, and that you're remaining that way in this crazy chaotic world that we're living in right now. I hope that you all are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye.